pleased to announce and introduce a well-informed, wonderful gentleman called Urs Hutter. He's known at DMI for some time. Urs has worked in IT for over 15 years of that time spent working on and delivering projects and results for AXA investment managers. Urs will not only share with you his experiences working with DMI and JiVS IMP, but will also talk to today's theme of sustainability saving and gains on what the wider sustainability issue means to AXA. So with that, I'll hand over to Urs.
Good. Thank you very much, Philip, for your warm introduction and also for the information you have provided before. It's now on me on the client side to prove what you have talked about. As you can possibly hear, I'm located in Switzerland. I'm working for AXA Investment Managers. Just to give you a brief overview about what is AXA Investment Managers, AXA IM is part of AXA Group, one of the largest insurance company worldwide. AXA Investment Managers, we are also having a global footprint. We are represented in 18 countries worldwide. We have 2,600 employees, and are managing assets worth about 825 billion euros. And out of this, about 25% are assets in real estate, etc., in so-called alternative investments. And I am working within AXA IM in the real estate part, and there I'm in a global team located in Paris. I'm working in Zurich, in Switzerland. We are responsible for all the applications that are used by our real estate people worldwide. And we are handling SAP systems and other applications for the whole company as a centralized organization. I am, as a senior project manager, engaged in the company, working in Zurich, as I said, and my role is since about 17 years the same. I'm handling SAP systems, doing projects, rollouts, implementations, etc. And last but not least, also the cleaning up. If we are implementing something new, cleaning up means decommissioning old applications and systems. Our challenge within AXA IM was about 10 years ago when we introduced a new SAP system, an FICO application to do accounting on real estate. And there we had the challenge that we have met an old SAP system that was in use in the company many years ago before. And there the problem was that this system was completely outdated, was not used by the users anymore, was just running with the hosting provider. We had to pay our invoices every month. We had huge costs and everything was out of support. And we finally had to sign a confirmation that we from the business side are fully responsible for everything that is happening to this application if something goes wrong. It was really a mess, and we had to do a lot of cleanup work before we were able to do decommissioning. That was the time when we get in contact with data migration. And it was really after a search we made in the market, we tried to find out, okay, what are the possibilities to decommission SAP systems? Our real challenge was it should be cheap and it should be good. And we got then in contact with SAP. Yeah, their solution was good, but not cheap. And we were lucky that one of our consultants of the consultant company that was doing the new rollout of the new SAP solution was having a contact to data migration. We made then also an offering round with data migration. And my conclusion was, yes, it's really cheap, it's simple, and it works. And honestly, I was a little bit doubtful because it was, it was just too perfect Therefore, we have then decided to do a check with one of data migration's clients in Switzerland. And that was then definitely the confirmation. Yes, all what data migration is telling is true. It's working and it's happening because the clients are also confirming. And in the meantime, I'm also one of these clients that can confirm that it really works. It's cheap, it's simple, and it's exactly meeting our requirements. The challenge within AXA IM is or was that were having a lot of single applications for single users. Nothing was integrated. In the meantime, Philip has outlined this before. There are new legislations across Europe and worldwide, new requirements with regards to GDPR, compliance topic, governance issues, audit requirements, etc., etc. And for us, it was and is still the goal to concentrate as much as possible in one place, to be able to do our job, to really fulfill to all these various requirements. We are often active in markets where we are having regulations from the governments, like in Switzerland or in France or so. We are really active in a highly regulated business. And that means we have to fulfill to all these requirements. We have deadlines that we have to deliver with reports, etc. There is really no room to have funny things in place. Yes, what is the success of the project? And I'm now coming to some figures, etc., to give you a little bit of more insight what we have really done and why are we happy to have JiVS in place. First of all, we have done the first implementation, as I said, 10 years ago. In the meantime, we are in implementation number 3. Number 4 will follow during this summer. And then we have done the commissioning of 4 SAP systems into JiVS. What we see with DMS is that we are always having contact to very knowledgeable people. We have the same people in our project also during the whole period. And the whole work is extremely efficient. We were in the first project, it took us about 2 months to do a full decommissioning of this old SAP solution. Then the last one was about 3 months. Now we are taking a little bit more time, but that's more because of business constraints internally where we are having a lack of resources. But it's really fast, they are very efficient, and it's something that is quite simple to be done because it's more or less data extraction on the hosting side, delivering to DMS. They are doing the setup of the JiVS solution. We are getting access. We have to train our people. Then we have to check the data. We are doing tests. Then we can confirm, and then everything is up and running. Internal users on our side, the feedback is extremely positive because it takes usually about 2 or 3 hours of training. Then they are able to access the web solution. They are able to find their postings, what they want to check. And they are also happy because everything is fast. It's in one place and just working. That's also the reason why we have gained our internal users. They are now really a fan of this solution, and it's really it's a success story because that's valid all over the countries where we are active in. That means also the German colleagues or the Swiss colleagues are happy, and all the other ones as well. If we are now going into the details of the cost savings, I will talk a little bit then also about sustainability afterwards. With regards to the costs, we have at the moment roughly 10,000 euros that we are spending for a hosting company every month to have the hosting of one SAP application. It means every year 120,000 euros. That's just the hosting. These are not the costs that we are having for license and maintenance of the SAP solution. If you're now doing a decommissioning with data migration, we have quite a small and fast calculation. We have more or less to invest 1 year of hosting costs into this decommissioning project, and then we are having savings for the next 9 years of about 120,000 euros per year. That means decommissioning one of our SAP applications using the JiVS solution from data migration is giving us a cost saving of roughly 1 million euros over 10 years. And that's despite of all the other positive effects that these decommissioning projects are having. It's really about costs. And that was one of the most important things that have convinced us to do this path. And we are definitely now on this way. And we see, yes, it's true, these cost savings are now really happening. We have, just to give you an impression about what we are doing and what we have to pay also, one of these decommissioning projects is having, for example, one-off project costs to do the real decommissioning. That means the manpower of data migration, who is doing all the extractions, who is loading, who is preparing the database, etc. In my last project, that's the one we are still in at the moment, we are paying about 65,000 euros for licenses, for the JiVS license, and then about 35,000 euros for the one-off project costs. And that's really, in our eyes, very cost efficient, because it's not very expensive. It's really cheap in our eyes, and it's helping us to go for all these cost savings afterwards. We have then yearly costs to pay, and that's mainly for the hosting of the JiVS database with the hosting provider. And here we are talking about yearly costs of about 10,000 euros per application that we have decommissioned. And if you're now comparing 10,000 euros, we are paying at the moment every month for just the hosting of an SAP. And after the decommissioning, we are paying 10,000 euros per year for the hosting of the JiVS solution. And that's then definitely a good payout. Yeah, that's regarding the costs. What we are now also working on, and that's one of the main goals of AXA Investment Managers as a company, is sustainability. One of the keywords in the market at the moment, especially in our market where we are active in, that's the real estate market worldwide. We are worldwide about number 10 or 11. In Europe, we are number 1 in the real estate market. And here, sustainability, carbon footprint, CO2 reduction, all these words are extremely important at the moment. And our company wants to be the number 1 company with regards to all these topics. And we are having large internal programs, and they are really intense to come down with all these CO2 emissions, etc., on the properties. But, and I think that's the most important thing here, is that the company itself has also confirmed, and we are really with hard work on this topic. We as a company want also to reduce our footprint. We are engaging all our employees to also actively work on this. And the result is now especially also something that we see on technology side. We want to reduce our applications, in the meaning of the number of applications, number of servers, etc., must be reduced in order to save energy, to come down with the CO2 emissions, but also to reduce the footprint with buildings that we are occupying, etc. There is a large concentration effort at the moment. We are putting a lot of things out into the cloud. We are working together with cloud solution providers that are definitely energy efficient, etc. And here it's also something that we have as a challenge and an objective when we are decommissioning applications. I was talking about the small applications that we are now decommissioning, like our SAP systems. They are not very large scale, they are really small, but also the single small applications that we are able to decommission are definitely contributing to the CO2 reduction, to all these sustainability efforts the whole company is doing. And I'm often asked, yeah, is it paying out or is it worth to do that kind of work with these small and tiny things? And my answer is always the same, yes, because if I'm able to reduce 10 small applications in total, it's also like a large one, and it finally pays out. And in our understanding, sustainability is not just about energy consumption reduction or CO2 footprint reduction or all these things that are usually named at the moment. It's also about having the responsibility. If you're introducing something new, that you are cleaning up behind you and that you are definitely decommissioning all the old stuff to have at the end, in the end, less applications compared to before. And that's quite a challenge, especially in our company, because it was not used to do this during the last decade. And at the moment we really have the possibility and the opportunity to do that kind of cleanup. And sustainable work for us also means that we have to fulfill to all the requirements of the regulators, as I have said before. And that also means that we have to be very careful in what we are doing. Because, for example, GDPR, we are active in many countries worldwide, and data privacy, investor secrecy, etc. are definitely the very important topics. And one of the most important thing that, or asset that our company has to deal with is the trust of the clients that they are having within AXA IM, because AXA IM is investing money of our clients. And for us, it's extremely important that the clients trust AXA IM, that we are doing a perfect job, and also that we are working on an efficient basis, because that leads to costs, to lower costs, and the clients can take out profit of this, because if we are working efficiently, then the clients have lower costs and more profit. And that's the world where we are working in. And that's one of the advantages now also, that this pressure from the client side is resulting in positive results and effects internally, where we are able to reduce all our footprints and to really have some gains on this. I cannot tell.
Hi, Urs. We've lost you again.
Yes, we lost him again.
Can you hear me?
We can now.
Again, yes. Sorry. Yes, I have obviously somewhere a technical problem. Hopefully it works now again. Yeah, as I said, I cannot tell you how much we are saving with regards to costs with all this work that we are doing, with this concentration work, but we see effects because we are now able to reduce data centers. We are definitely closing data centers as a positive effect, but that's then more on AXA group level, and that's also the reason why I cannot tell you, okay, what is the contribution of AXA investment managers to the overall target of AXA group? Because finally it's in one data center and everything is together, and I'm not able to label AXA IM especially. but it's huge because we are definitely able to sell data centers, to close down, to reduce office space. We have positive effects also to staff costs, because now, to give you an example, at the moment we have a team of 15 people in Paris dealing with all these applications. And we have 2 people that are dealing with the SAP applications. And after we have decommissioned an SAP system, we are investing about half a day per month to do the maintenance on the JiVS part. That means answering user questions, to give the user support, to do training on the user side. There we have definitely not a lot of efforts that we have to deliver. It's simple, it's up and running, and the quality is just good. From our user perspective, JiVS is also highly welcome, because for the users, the change, if they are coming from an SAP system to work with JiVS, is quite minor. In our company, the users usually have to have access to data about 10 years back because of a legal requirement we are having in most of the countries. And they must be in the position to check postings that have been done in the past to find out what has happened. Often this is having a link to tax questions or something like this. And since they can even use the old known SAP codes and transactions they are knowing, because they have worked on SAP since 20 years, that's working within JiVS, and they are definitely able to identify or to find their postings in a very efficient way. And that's one of the advantages of this application, that the users do not have to learn something new. They can use their already available knowledge. And we have also seen that sometimes we are having on some of these SAP retired data, we have about 10 access per month or even less. That means it's really retired data. But if they need to have access, they are able to find what they need without problems. And that's the very positive effect that we are having with the application. To conclude, with regards to the application, it's definitely simple to be introduced. We have received extremely good support from DMS during the project phases, and we are still receiving this in the current project. We have, and that was really the main goal, we have seen that these cost savings we have calculated with are really happening. We see that we are able to concentrate our applications or the retired data within JiVS. At the moment, we are just doing this for SAP data, but as Philipp has outlined before, also other data could be welcomed within JiVS, and that's positive. And I really hope that we internally will also widen the approach to other applications. We will see if this is happening. For us, it's definitely a success story, and we are looking forward to our next project that will start this summer to retire our last SAP system. And then that's also an approach we are having in the company. At the moment, we are moving out of SAP into a new application, and that's also more with regards to efficiency, industrialization, and also sustainability again. That's now for the first time that we're having one application that is serving our employees worldwide with accounting capabilities, and that's a large step forward for the future of our company.